Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm so excited. Are we at the hour? We are at the hour. I think I've been so excited about this training for like all week, Tina. You have no idea.
I got
I
all
feel,
your people. I got them all in front of me. So I'm very excited too.
and I feel like a teacher's pet. Like I feel like this is the first time I was really prepared for a class.
Oh, yeah, that your whole team put together for you.
Maybe that's why I got it
Yeah,
done.
exactly. I didn't get the email from you, so
No,
you
no, no,
just took
no.
a test. That's all you did.
No,
Let's
I
be
didn't
real.
send the links out to my team. I didn't follow up that they did
Exactly.
it. I
So
did.
you're not
You're
prepared, they're
fine.
prepared.
Exactly. They have me very prepared for today.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about today is how that dynamic works, which is really exciting too.
Exactly. I mean, isn't that the truth though? Like there are so many things that I'm not good at.
Me too. Me
And
too.
so many things that feels like work.
And so many things that you're a genius at. Hi, Matt Taylor. Look at Matt Taylor in there.
Comes natural. Hi, Matt Taylor. I don't know you. Hi, Matt Taylor. Now I do.
I know him. I know
That's
him.
awesome.
I know
So
some.
I'm excited. I pretty much just gonna give you the floor. Everyone, this is Miss Tina Caul. I am super honored to call her a friend. When I say EXP changed my life, she is one of those things in on that list of things that EXP did in my life is that introduced me to really amazing people that I can call friends. And I feel like everyone in my life today has a real estate license. I don't know if I have a friend who doesn't have,
I
who
know it's
doesn't have a real
that. We need
estate
new friends.
license. Yeah, but you have been wonderful to me, even though we have so said no interest, I guess, in each other's growth. Not interest, we have an interest in each other's growth. That's not the right word. We
No
don't get,
financial alignment.
yeah, no financial alignment in each other's growth, but you have always been so kind and gave your time and your knowledge. And here we are again today. And I guess I'm just going to shut up at this point and let you shine. This is your territory. I have my team, I think, sent you everyone's desk and or not desk, sorry, Working Genius. And you can just pretty much take it from here and teach us what we need to know. I
Ooh, I'm so
appreciate.
excited. I got a lot of notes and because I want to make sure that we go over everything. But what we're going to do today, just so I lay it out. So we're going to talk about, of course, your genius. I would love to see who in the chat box actually took the test. Who knows their working genius, like your letters. So just say me if you took the test, like you took it and you know it. Oh, good. We got some people that do their homework. I love it. Okay. So what we'll do is I'm going to give you guys the guidance on what working genius is, the 3 stages of work, the altitudes, all the things about working genius. And I'll try to keep it very elementary so we can understand it. It took me a little while to get this, sort of like the disc. When you first heard about it, you're like, huh, and you had to memorize all the different things. And then what we'll do after we go through the slides is we will actually use GoGo and her family and her team, her staff and team as our test dummies, and we'll go through their whole team map and we'll kind of talk to them about in real time, what it means to have these geniuses and how they work and integrate with GoGo, which is really cool to see because GoGo, you have the only G on the team. So I think that's really fun to see. So here we go. I'm excited. And then keep your questions, write down your questions. You will need pen and paper. If you didn't take your Working Genius assessment, the goal of this is for you guys to be able to figure out what your letters are and what your genius is. And it's about an 80% accuracy without taking the test. So you have pen and paper so we can get started. But all right, I'm going to take you guys back a few years though. I was a top producing agent solo and I was selling about 130 homes a year. So on paper, crushing it. I mean, behind the scenes, I was drowning. I mean, I just wasn't good at a lot of things. I was really good at getting in front of people, moving them into action. I was doing lead generation, all the marketing. I did client care. I was putting lock boxes up. I had the signs from the real estate signs that you had to put in the ground yourself. And I lived in Michigan. GoGo knows the ground is frozen and I'm 103 pounds literally, and I could not get the signs in the ground. So, but it was like I was running a restaurant. I was the hostess, the cook, the server, the cleaner, all me. And can you guys feel like that right now, you solo agents? Say yes if you feel that way, that you're doing all the jobs. And so eventually for me, what happened is I had a breaking point and I thought, okay, I need help. Like I can't keep selling 100 homes a year. I had one assistant and I hired someone. And my assistant was a transaction coordinator. I take that back, wasn't an assistant. I needed an assistant. And so here's the kicker. I hired somebody just like me. And I didn't do it once. I did it 4 different times until I figured out the working genius because I disked everybody. The disc didn't work for me because these high Ds didn't have the things and the joy that I needed them to love being my assistant. And so what would happen is I hired a strategic person, very fast paced, visionary mindset, lots of ideas. We'd high five and brainstorm like crazy with these people and we'd have the best ideas and then nothing would get done. And then I would build resentment because I'm like, nothing's getting done. And then they would be like, I hate this job because I could see it in their eyes. Contracts were falling through the cracks. You'd have misspelled words everywhere. The back end systems weren't there. So it was just more chaos. And then it hit me. I wasn't really building leverage. I was cloning my own dysfunction because I was finding people that were just like me. And so Terry, our operations manager, as we started to grow the team, I was doing this with my leadership team as well. So not only did I hire assistants like me, I hired leadership people to run call group, which I have a team of 45 agents now, and we have 4 leadership spots. I was hiring people like me in those spots too. And we would like literally bang heads together. And I'd be like, why isn't anything getting done like I want it? And it just fizzled. And so she came into my office one day and she's like, you have to do the working genius assessment. I'm like, what is this assessment? She's like, just trust me. So I took the assessment. She gave it to everybody and we literally saw the gaps. Everything melted around me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is literally genius. So now enter Brittany. I have an assistant who has the genius of discernment and tenacity. She thrives in organization. She has follow through. She brings things across the front finish line, but guess what? She loves to do it. And so I actually looked at her email sents the other day. And when we onboard somebody to our organization now, Brittany looks at all the cool things that they're doing and she sends them notes from me. I think she had like 300. And I'm like, this is a powerhouse executor. Like she just will sit in that inbox and do it for days. So the nice thing is, I stopped hiring for vibes and people that I was like, oh, they're cool. I like them. I want to be around them all day. And I started hiring for strengths. DISC definitely comes and is a part of it. I use the Working Genius, and then I also use the Gallup Strengths Finder. That'll be a whole other thing that we get into. So here's the real question I want you to land with you guys today when you're thinking about this. The ultimate quantification of success, and I'm reading this quote right now, the ultimate quantification of success is not how much time you spend doing what you love. It's how little time you spend doing what you hate. So I want you guys to have that sink in. Like, we don't want to do the things that we hate. We want to do the things we love. Gogo's actually a pro at this. She will literally leverage everything off her plate and do the things that she loves. She loves to show up. She loves to push people. She loves to teach and coach. And that's really where what this is all about. Most of us got into this business chasing freedom, real estate, but we're buried in emails. We have follow-ups, we have marketing tasks, we have back-end work. Like we have 52 jobs and we do stuff we hate all day long. Now, here's the cool part. You guys are freaking good at it. Like I was good at email. I was good at doing all my jobs. 7 years, I was a top agent in Michigan. I did it all. I didn't even know what an assistant was until I moved to North Carolina, and everyone in our Remax office had an assistant. I'm like, what do they do for you? And then I'm like, wait, I have to trust them to actually send an email on time and say what I want it to say. Like, I'm not into that. I was leaving millions on the table because I was a control freak. So today, I want you guys to use this tool to change that mindset that you have to do everything and you're good at everything. A lot of you are overachievers and you're great at everything. But what truly brings you joy? Because if you're working against your genius, burnout is inevitable. So when we don't understand our own genius, we get frustrated, and we don't understand our partner's genius, which I have Dwayne's thing today. So we'll talk about Dwayne and GoGo as a partnership. If we don't understand our teenagers, I have given the DISC and the Working Genius to my son. It's actually helped him in college forge his path. So he knows like what he's going to do when he gets out of college because of his genius. And what happens is we fight with our team all the time. We fight with our family. We hire the wrong people. I mean, literally, this is for your family, your friends. Like everyone I know in my life I've done their working genius. I know where they thrive. So imagine a football team where everybody wants to be the quarterback. No blockers, no receivers, just chaos because we all want to do one job and nobody knows their lane is what happens. So what we want to uncover today is where you guys thrive, where you struggle, and how your zone of like how you work in your zone of genius, not just your zone of guilt. So, all right, we've got 3 stages of work. I'm going to actually share my slides. Let's see here. What am I doing? Okay, here we go. Nope, those are not it. Hold on, everybody. Where are my tech people? There they are. Okay, let me hit present. There we go. And now I'm going back to my slides. Bear with me. Okay, I think I did this right. Can I get a thumbs up from anyone? Stephanie, Alejandra, can you see me? Okay, thumbs up. So everyone has a genius. So what we want to talk about when we look at this is basically everybody craves to be seen, understood, and wanted. That's all people want in your family, your friends, your husband, your wives, your coworkers. Like they just want to be seen and go, she gets me. Because when you go, that person's stupid, you're dumb. Why didn't you get that? Why didn't you do this right? What I used to be that person. My team would have meetings and I'm like, why are they doing it that way? Why didn't we do it this way? And not that I would look down on them, but I was like, why can't they see what I see? But I realized my genius is invention. I see problems, I discern things, and I poke holes in everything. I'm a Debbie Downer. Whenever it's never good enough for me because I'm always trying to elevate things. So the tool is to identify your unique strengths and your expertise, and so you guys can leverage each other. So this is the graph I want to spend a little bit of time on. So 3 stages of work. Can you guys see where at the bottom it says ideation, activation, and implementation? Pat Lencioni, that wrote the Working Genius book, which I would recommend you guys get and listen to the Working Genius podcast. He said, we all have 3 stages of work. I don't care if it's in a family and you're planning a vacation, or it's in work and you're planning a big event. Let's say you're going to throw a big event for EXP or whatever. You're throwing a big event for clients. There's an ideation phase, and the ideation phase is the what if phase. This is where the big ideas are born, the dreamers, the visionaries, the people who are always asking, what if we did it this way? What if we did it this way? If you've got strong wonder and invention on your team, so people with the WI, wonder and invention, see how they're bucketed out to the ideation phase? Those people are the ones that will make your business be ahead of the game because they're always inventing and they're wondering, asking those big questions. But if you don't, you're going to run the same tired plays. You're going to do the same thing because there's no wonder. So no one's asking, why are we doing it this way? And there's no invention of, oh, I can solve it and I can make it better. So you just stay in that phase. So the first phase is ideation. The second phase is activation. So activation is, let's get real. This is, hey, I wonder if we should have a bake sale, or I wonder if we should have a client event at the pool at somebody's, neighborhood. And the invention person says, yeah, we should have it by the pool and we can get like a balloon thrower. We can bring a mini horse and our clients can be on the mini horse. So the invention person's like thinking of all the ideas. When the discernment person comes in, because this is actually go is a DG, the discernment person comes in and goes, I don't know if we should have like a mini horse by the pool. Like, what if the mini horse poops it by the pool and then it's going to smell? And like, that won't be good. Like, she's poking holes in things. So this is where it gets real. The discerners and galvanizers step in. Discerners sniff out which ideas are actually worth pursuing. They follow their gut, they listen to their gut, and the galvanizers, also go, make sure the team buys in and gets hyped to do it. So if you skip this stage, you're going to have a lot of ideas and 0 execution. Okay. So we have to activate the ideas. So we go into the room, we're whiteboarding, we're asking questions, we're thinking about this cool party. The go-go's of the world come in and go, that's not going to work. That's going to work. That's stupid. This is good. Trust me, I know. And they go, how do you know, go? Trust me, it's my gut. She probably says it all the time. Trust me, Dwayne, I know. So, and he goes, yes, babe, I trust you. Let's go. So then she gets everyone excited about the party. Okay, you guys, we're going to have this event. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have balloon throwers or flame throwers and all these fun things by the pool. And everyone goes, yeah, we're in. Then you go to implementation. These are the people that are the glue in a family or a team because they're the get shit done people. They're the people that go and I need in our life. My team was missing all ETs. Now they're all full of ETs because we don't need WIs on my team. We had plenty of them. Nothing got done. Now everybody's ET. ET is the finally we get boots on the ground. This is where enablement says, I got it. How can I help make this party happen? Let me help you, go make this client event. It brings me joy to help you execute whatever you need. And then the tenacity person, this is the implementation, says, I'm not going to stop till this gets done. These are the people that the projects fizzle without, the deadlines slip, and everyone's too busy to finish what they started. So these people are weirdos. They wake up with little checklists. They love spreadsheets. They make sure that the party happens. So when you think of this as like a meeting, let's say, ideation, activation, implementation. If you're planning a family trip, you can't go, hey, where should we go this year? Let's ideate. Let's get the whiteboard. Oh, we go to Greece. We'll go to Italy. Oh, we'll go here and there. Great. That sounds fantastic. Now we go to activation. Okay. Is this how we want to go? Is this where we need to go with the dates? Okay, let's get all the kids excited. We're going to go to Europe. We're going to go to Greece. And then finally, the implementers are the travel agents and the people that actually execute this. So those are the three phases. When you think about it as on a plane, now I'm going to get to each genius. So the widget, WIDGET. When you think about it on a plane, the W people, they're 30,000 feet in the air. They're going to go, if I walk into GoGo's business, a W is going to look at her whole business from a 30,000-foot view and start asking problems like, why does she do it this way? Why did she name it this way? Why did the courses, they're asking a lot of why questions. That actually frustrates GoGo. GoGo has W in her frustrations. If you ask GoGo 500 questions and you are not getting it, she's like, I'm done with you. You're dead to me. Get out of my way. I have to go. I'm GoGo. I'm a G. I'm a galvanizer. So the wonder is actually very important, but people don't think of it as a genius. These are people with head in the clouds. So I'm going to go share my next screen here. And I'm going to give you guys these instructions. So what I want you guys to grab a piece of paper is when I'm saying these letters, I want you guys to look for your genius. The genius, and write it down. So just on your piece of paper, write WIDGET, widget, on the side of your paper. When I read the W, if you go, oh my God, that's me, you can put a star by it. All I want you guys to look for, the people that didn't do their test, is which genius lights you up. Which one is like, oh, I could do that job for free. That's me. I love this. Yes, that's me. So this is the thing that comes naturally to you. It gives you joy and energy. Not that I'm good at it. I'm good at spreadsheets. I'm good at reading them. I could fill one out. I'm smart. I hate it though. I hate it. So I would not put that tenacity. I would not put a star by that because that's not my thing. I'm not a finisher. I'm a starter. I'm an ideas person. So you would be extremely fulfilled if your job required you to do this letter, and that's your genius. Then I want you to think about your frustration and put a frowny face by it. So star is like, yay, that's my genius, or happy face. Working frustration is this is the area that drains me, either because I'm not good at it. It's not a natural thing for me to come up with ideas out of thin air. I'm not good at it, or I just don't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy it. So you're going to have two smiley faces or two stars. Those are your geniuses, your two letters. And you're going to have two frowny faces that are your frustrations. The other two that are left over are your competencies, meaning you can operate in this area pretty well, but eventually it will drain you. Okay, so everyone's got their instructions and we're going to move through to the first letter. And if you guys have questions, just throw them in the chat box and maybe Alejandra can stop me in the middle of the presentation. If someone does have a question, that's totally fine. Okay, so now we saw the graph, right? 30,000 feet in the air. These are the people in the airplane. They think really high level. They're looking down. You know, when you're in an airplane and you look down, it's a different view than when I'm walking down the street and looking at houses and walking on a sidewalk. Way different view. That's these people. They have a very strong ability to ponder any situation. They ask a lot of questions. These are the people that can lose themselves pondering about the world for hours. And you might look at them and go, what the frick are they doing? They're always head in the clouds. But the thing is, they're working and they're exhausted. And if they had steam coming out of their ears, you would know that their engine is just thinking. These people can, this is my husband, he's a W. And he will like come to me and be like, honey, like, why is the sky blue? Why are we here? What are we doing on this planet? Why do you think the Amish people back in the day? And I'm like, honey, who cares? Who cares about that? And so look at the bottom of this slide. It says they crave consideration. Just consider their questions. And they're crushed by being dismissed and saying, who cares? His whole life, he's had me say, who cares, until I had the working genius. Because I'd be like, who cares about that? Now I care. I'm like, oh yeah, honey, I care. That's really important. So these people always ask what if questions. What if the sky was green? What if the sky is blue? Or they're in the meeting going really high level and saying, I don't know, go, are you guys really solving the right thing here? I don't think we're solving the right issue. So they're always imagining new possibilities. They're rethinking how things can be done. They're actually true visionaries. Glenn Sanford, I don't care what anyone says, he's a W, and I'm going to make him take this test. He is the one that's always pondering the reason we do things. Are we doing things wrong? So if they get frustrated when people rush into action without deep consideration, that's these people. They slow everybody down because they're always saying, wait, are we doing the right thing? So if you're a W, put a big smiley face by your paper. If you don't know, leave it blank. All right, invention. So this is me coming up with new ideas or solutions to any problem. So if somebody says, I have a problem, I'm like, I can solve it. What's your problem? Maybe I'll come up with something out of thin air all day long, even when things are not needed. So if you hang out with me, I'll go, oh, I've got an idea. Like Gogo might be talking about something. I'll be like, I got an idea. I already see the pattern in my head and what she could do with it. This is why I love ChatGPT, because I always have all these ideas, and now ChatGPT helps me implement really quickly. So I'll say, what if we do it this way? Or, ooh, I love solving problems. Or please let me try to come up with a solution for that. Like, I love new ideas. And so we're good in roles that require innovation, creativity, and problem solving. For me, I crave freedom. Do not put me in a box. If you say, go clean the garage, but you have to do it this way, you have to start with this way and this way. And I'm like, no, I already see 5 other ways I can clean the garage. So get out of my way and let me do it. And if you don't like it, then tell me at the end. I'm crushed by constraint. If I had to work at a job in a cubicle and have to do the same thing, or a factory worker and do the same thing every day, it would crush my spirit. I could do it really well. I would get my shit done, but I would be the most depressed person on the planet. So innovation, creativity can also come in a way of like systems. So you can be a systems engineer and have ideas of how things group together. Gogo has a lot of inventors on her team. That's her systems people. They always are creating new ways to do things. This could also come in the way of I'm a decorator. I walk into a room and I've redesigned it with my eyes. I love marketing. This is also an ideas person. So think of invention as coming up with new systems, new ideas, and creativity. So if you are an inventor, put a big circle and smiley face on your paper. All right, discerners. I call these people the Debbie Downers. I am one. So I like to poke holes in everything. Gogo's also a discerner. She's a GT. So what we do is we use our gut instincts. Oops, let me go back. We use our gut instincts, and we have an uncanny judgment ability to evaluate and assess ideas or plans without a lot of like information. So I could walk into any organization and follow my gut and say, my gut tells me you guys are missing the mark here. Or trust me, I know. And they'll say, well, how do you know? I don't know how I know. I just know. It's a gut instinct. So don't ask me to prove it. I don't know how to prove it. And so these people will look at ideas and plans and can poke holes in things and see puzzles in their head of why they're going to work and why they're not. And so they're good in roles, making logical decisions, giving advice, kind of like a consultant, a judge, an editor, right? They're like discerning things. And so we are craving trust. We hate when people say prove it. Here's a perfect example. I thought everyone on the planet follows their gut. You will hear me say, well, my gut tells me about that person, that they're a good person, or my gut tells me run from this person. And I don't know why, but it is what it is. My mother-in-law said to me when she did this test, her D is at the bottom, meaning it's a frustration. She goes, Tina, I don't have a gut. I just see black and white. I don't know if a person's good or bad. I will just wait until they do something wrong to me to say, oh, well, I guess they were a bad person. If she sees a plan, she's like, I don't know if it's good or bad. What do you think? Where should we go? What should we do? So a discerner has this uncanny ability to follow their gut, and they will use it to get through life. People don't have a gut. So when you're reading a book and it says follow your gut, I say BS because there are people that don't have a gut, and I can prove it with this assessment, and they will tell you I don't have one. Galvanizing. Okay, this is Gogo and Dwayne. Dwayne is a galvanizer. So what this means is that they like to rally, organize, recruit, inspire, get people moving around ideas. So like today, we galvanized everybody to be here on this call to learn about working genius. Gogo is good at that. She likes pushing ideas into action. She's a fast thinker. She'll be like, yep, I like it, and we're doing it tomorrow. Or I like it, and we're doing it right now. She wants to do it now. Yesterday is too, like, let's go. So very impatient. These people will say, like, come on, everybody, this is a huge opportunity. Let's do it. Or are we all on board with making this offer? Like, we can move a client through the funnel faster because we're getting them excited about buying a house. So do you understand why we need to do this? This is so important. They feel drained trying to motivate people that don't take action. So if Gogo was doing, let's say, a talk, and everyone in the audience had a blank face, and at the end they didn't even clap for her, she'd be like, what the F? Like, did you guys like it or not? I don't care if you didn't like it, but give me feedback. Did you like it? Yes or no? I don't care either way, but I just want to know. So they're great in roles that energize people, motivate people, coaches, team leaders, sales managers, like they're rocking and rolling and getting people to move forward. They crave reaction. They're crushed by apathy. And apathy meaning, hey, Tina, did I do good on that presentation? And I went, meh. Like she wants something. Give her something. And if Gogo's trying to train you and you're not taking action, you're dead to her. Just move on. Like you're dead to me. You people, I've given you all these things. Why aren't you doing it? That's what she sits at home and says. I've given them everything. They don't take action because a galvanizer wants to see action. And if you think about this in a family format, the galvanizer would be the family person that says, it's 9 o'clock, we have to go ride horses on vacation. It's 8:30 and everyone's still in bed sleeping. They're going to be knocking on your door. Hey, get your ass out of bed. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, you guys. We got to be there by 9. Let's go. That's a galvanizer. They're just pushing people. They're kind of the douchey, pushy. We call them the pushy douchebag on our team. They're the pushy douchebags. So go, you're a pushy douchebag. Okay. Enablement. Enablement. These are my most favorite people. I have enablement at my bottom. So does Gogo. This is a frustration for me. These people provide other people with support and assistance for projects and tasks. They get joy by responding to the needs of everyone else. Very selfishly, they actually, no, we selfishly respond to our own needs, is what I wanted to say. Like, just because somebody needs something, I'm not one that's like, oh, I have to do it for them. I don't feel guilty saying no. There are people on this call right now that feel very guilty saying no. So these people will say, I've heard enough, sign me up. I'm a team player. I want to do it. Whatever you need, Gogo, I'm in. Or I want to make this successful. What do you need from me? I'll do anything. I'm happy that you asked me to help. So when you say, I need help, these people's ears perk up. They have like sonar for that. And they're like, what do you need from me today? And they crave appreciation. These people, you better say, my God, thank you so much for helping me do that. You are a angel. And then that person's like, I'm an angel. Oh my God, it fills my cup. They're crushed by being overlooked. So if you have an enablement person on your team or in your family or your spouse, I saved a marriage with this, by the way. My friend had a husband who has enablement. She has enablement at her bottom. He would be the type of husband that when she's getting groceries and pulls up in the driveway, he's at the door, like just waiting for her so he can help her with the groceries. When he makes dinner, he's making sure that he makes Roxanne's favorite dinner. She would say to me, he's exhausting. He's always around me. He's just always like doting over me. I'm like, I wish I had that. Kevin's E is at the bottom and so is mine. I have to pull up in the driveway, honk the horn 52 times to get Kevin to move his ass to get into the driveway to help me with the groceries. We both have very low enablement. So these people are amazing team players. You want them around, but they get exhausted because they're always worried about everybody else. So they have to do a lot of self-care. So we have to recognize that in them. Thank them for their things when they unload the dishwasher. It's not that they just want attention. They just want you to, they want to know that you see them doing something for the family or for the team or for the staff. All right, last but not least, tenacity. Again, my favorite people because I have very low tenacity. I like to start projects. I don't like to finish them. I don't care if they get finished. I just want someone else to finish. So these people get satisfaction and energy by pushing projects through to the finish line. They like to cross their things off their list. They wake up with checklists and they get off on the fact that they've done the thing today. They need to finish. So they'll say things like, I won't stop till this gets done. Here, let me do it. They'll actually pull things out of your hand and say, let me do it because you're going to probably mess it up. And I don't trust you that you're going to get it done. And so that's the very whelming team leader. That's a control freak. Why can't people do things right the first time? So they hate sloppy work. They want to get it done. They want to get it done well. And they hate when people don't follow through with things. So these are operations managers, project coordinators, accountants, TC assistants. Like they have to check all the boxes, make sure that GoGo gets from point A to point D. And she gets there with all the information and it's very organized and detailed. They like clarity. If you say to a tenacity person, oh, we'll just cross that bridge when we get there. And they're like, cross that bridge when we get there. That's so, that's ambiguity right there. I need to know what the lists are. I need to know the steps. How do we get from point A, B, C, and D? And so if you don't give these people clarity, they're not going to work for you. They want clarity. They crave it. And if you say to them, figure it out, they might not have invention. And they're saying, well, wait a minute, this is your project. What do you mean figure it out? Like, give me the steps and I'll make sure that they get done. So those tenacity people are absolutely crucial in an organization. And we love them. All right. Now, I'm going to open it up to, I'm going to stop my sharing and I'm going to pull GoGo's team up, but I want to open it up to some questions for anybody that has questions about the letters. Maybe you're confused about what you are. Anybody have questions? Have we been reading the chat?
I have a question.
Yes.
So what's the difference between working genius and working competency?
So great. So you're working, this is a perfect question. Coffee cup. Okay. I have a thermos. I have a Yeti thermos. I pour my coffee into a Yeti. The Yeti is going to hold the heat for a very long time, is it not? Very long time.
Yeah.
That is your genius, meaning I can do this job forever. I can inspire people forever. I can push people into action forever. I'll do it for free. I love it. That's my genius. When I pour coffee into a cup, this coffee is going to stay warm for maybe an hour, but it's going to eventually lose its heat. That is your working competency. I'm a G in the middle. So GoGo is, G is in my middle. GoGo is at her top. I will inspire, I will lead, I will galvanize people, but it drives me crazy. It will not give me joy for the rest of my life. I will burn out if I am a team leader forever and have to rah-rah the troops. Your working frustration is me pouring coffee into a styrofoam cup with a hole at the bottom. I pour it in and the heat comes right out. I get no joy and energy out of it at all. So think of your working genius is your joyful energy. Your working competency is like, I don't care either way. Doesn't fill my cup. Yeah. Okay.
Got it.
Good. Any other questions? I love reading these. I'm such a D. I'm an ID. Love that you both have that. Okay. So no other questions. So now we're going to move to, Amber said, oh my God, Michael is enablement. Mm-hmm. That's your hubby, huh? Okay. So I'm going to move to GoGo's team. So now let me find GoGo's team. Where's GoGo's team? Escape.
I just printed the map, so I have it right in front of me.
Okay, good. And I'm going to find your map. Here's your map. Okay. So we've got your map up. Now let me go share it. Okay. And I want your team, if they're on here, are they all on here? Like, are they on this call?
They should be.
Okay, good. Because I want them to unmute and say, yes, no, maybe so. So when we look at this team map, and you can do this with your family, you could do this with your friends. When you look at the team map, in the green is everybody's genius. In the red is everybody's frustration. You have two geniuses, you have two frustrations. So on this team, what we see is that we only have one wanderer, and that's Ellen. She is the one that's going to ask all the what if questions. She might slow people down, or she might slow projects down because she's like, well, have we thought of this? Have we thought of that? Have we thought of this? And GoGo's like, who cares, Ellen? Let's just go. We'll figure it out when the plane's in the air with duct tape on the wings. Right? So Ellen, I don't know if you're here, but
I'm here.
does,
I'm here.
does that make sense for you? Are you like a lost in the clouds ponderer of life?
Yeah, I am. We actually had a situation today that I was the only one asking like, what if that happens? What if
There you go.
just what if?
What if?
Yeah,
Just
screaming.
what if? But you are the only one on the team and you are very necessary because guess what? Everything in life has started with somebody saying, what if? You see a piece of dirt out there and you go, what if we can plan a mini farm neighborhood or whatever? What if we can, right? And then your discerners go, well, that's a dumb idea, Ellen. You go, well, whatever. I'm just throwing things out there. And so everything in life starts with the wonders. Okay. And so you wonder and ponder, and the inventor then next says, ooh, I like that. Let me invent around it. So GoGo's team has a lot of invention. Alejandra, Christy, Natalia, Sergio, and Sharid. They're all inventors. I would like to hear from some of you where your invention lies. Is it in solving problems? Maybe it's technically you're an
Or
inventor because
let's go one by one. So Alejandra is
yeah,
my executive assistant. So Alejandra, where do you feel like you invent?
yeah, where's your invention?
Um, I am a problem solver. I need to see everything fixed. And if it is not, I need to find a way to fix it. I mean, for me, there is no way, there is no solution for anything.
There is a solution for
There
everything.
is a solution for everything, yes.
Exactly. You're speaking my language, babe. I love it because I have a solution for everything. There's never a no. I'm like, no, there's no no. We'll fix it. We'll figure it out. Figure it out is my theme. Like I had to figure it out since I was little, but funny enough, my mom used to say that to me, but I know now that she knew I would figure it out. She trusted me. She saw that genius. She didn't know what it was, but she's like, Tina will figure it out. I trust her. She's 10 years old. She'll figure out how to get home from school. Okay, I figured it out. I asked all my friends' parents. Anyway, okay, good. I love that. Christy, what about you?
I'm the builder, I'm the inventor. I mean, when it comes to systems and just GoGo comes up with an idea and I said, okay, I'll make it happen. And I can figure it out. I've always been really good at finding patterns
Yeah.
and then figuring out like patterns in people, the way they act, just in systems, the way I don't know, I see things in patterns all the time and whether
Yeah.
it's just all over the place. So
Yeah.
yeah, I build stuff, whether it's like literally building stuff like furniture, or I have my own power tools and stuff like that, to websites and technology. Like I just build. I'm always creating something.
Yeah, I love that. I love that because it's truly that. I mean, you guys are inventors are just saying, again, if there's a problem, we will solve it. So I love that you all have that on the team because that also keeps the systems functioning correctly. Now, when you guys get stuck and something's not working efficiently, you would need to go to Ellen to say, Ellen, what are we not seeing here? Because Ellen will see it. That's where you utilize Ellen.
Really?
Uh-huh. So
I'm
she's
shy. I'm shy.
Yeah.
don't be shy, Ellen. So Ellen, when you have those questions for the team, you go, because you know you've got those questions in your mind, and we always look to our W. We have Jessica on our team's a W. Every time I'm inventing things or discerning them and we're moving faster and we forget W, I always go to Jessica. I go, what are you thinking about? She's like, well, what about this? What about that? I'm like, now we have to go back up in the airplane and we have to go, look at what Jessica is pondering about, but she's usually right. We missed something.
Should
So
we have more W? So for a team this size, should we have more W than one?
you don't need more W's. We had all W's. Then we all just asked questions and spun our wheels all day long. So we love you, Ellen, but sometimes W's can slow down the process, but that's their job. They're disruptive in a way where they're slowing down the process, and that way things don't break. So I always say to my team, slow down to go fast. I know I'm very fast moving, very fast. Because I'm achiever and activator and competition. Those are my three and strategic for my working Gallup Strengths Finder. So everything is extra fast to me. But what I learned is slow down. Let's go to W. Let's see, what are we not thinking about? But sometimes if your brain doesn't work in Wonder, you're not going to think about those things naturally, but Ellen will. And so all of you should go to Ellen, you know, when you're having meetings, just be like, any questions back there, Ellen? She's like, no, I'm good. Okay, move on.
I didn't forget anything. So I guess with the invention from my perspective, right? Like so many of my thing is technology based and things that we have to build for ourselves or for others, right? So with the invention, like building funnels and like I can see Shri down here. Shri builds all of my websites and we build websites for other people. He needs to be able to invent that website because if you think about it, that website is a thought in somebody else's head. He needs to be able to see it and then make it happen. And then with Natalia and Sergio, I mean, you can ask them, they can talk up for themselves.
Yeah. You guys want to speak up about invention? Does it resonate with you? Like, yes, that's me.
I feel that I like to have the free time to kind of come up with different ideas. Like, oh yeah. So for example, we are doing something coming up for Go Get 'em, and that's the part that I get more excited when we have that time to kind of like go outside of the box and try to create something that we are different from what we are doing. So I think it's more about that.
And when you think about it from an ideation phase, you know, going back here, can you guys see my screen? Did it change?
Yep.
So when you think about it from ideation, you know, like when you say go back, it's always going back to here. So if like Gogo comes up with an idea, she's like, ooh, we should do this. You can go, okay, Gogo, slow down, because this was my team. Slow down. Let's go back over here.
How are we going to do that?
Yeah. What are we missing? Ellen, what are we missing? What are we not thinking about? Okay, let's invent around it. Let's make the idea even better, because that's what inventors do. They elevate the idea. Let's poke holes in it now and discern it. Then we can go take it to the Go Get 'em community, right? So it's the same thing in a real estate team, whatever. You're always saying, oh, let's go back. Let's go back to 30,000 feet and look down. What are we looking at? What's missing? What about you, Shreed? Are you on here?
Yes. So like Gogo said, I build websites. So whatever Gogo has in her mind, so I just go and execute it. So I think I can relate to this a lot.
Good, good. And it just, again, helps you guys know, because you can do, I'm a D, I'm an I, I'm an S, I'm a C. Great. That has nothing to do with this. It's like completely different. This is where the joy is and where the natural ability lies. And so when you look at discerners now, so Shreed can look at an idea or a website or whatever, and he's like, I'm going to poke holes in this thing. This is not going to work. And we're like, well, why, Shreed? Why? He's like, just trust me, I know. You know, or Gogo might see an idea and, you know, that you guys bring to her, and she knocks it down very quickly. She's like, I don't like that. And you're like, why don't you like that? I just don't like it. Trust me. I don't know why I don't like it, but just trust me, I don't like it. And so you got to trust her discernment in that. So does she drive you guys crazy and do that all the time?
No, not at all. Not one bit.
But here's like and it doesn't mean just because she has discernment, we're always right. Like we're not always right. So sometimes we might think we're right, but you have to go back up to WI and say, okay, tell me what I'm missing. Like, because my gut is telling me I'm right, but it doesn't mean you're always right. So tell Gogo she's not always right. I give you guys permission.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right. So we've got our discerners. Good discernment there. Galvanizing. So if I asked, let's see, who is Caroline, Ellen, Jonathan, Christy, Sergio, or Shreed, hey, you guys, you're going to run the Go Get 'em community. You know, you guys are going to teach today. You guys are going to go and push the troops, and you're going to go do all the show, horse and pony show. You guys would be like, hell no, we don't want to do that. That sucks. That's not our thing. I don't want to do that, Gogo. I'm going to burn out. And so the only one on the team that likes to do that is Gogo. She's the push of the team. She will actually push to get things done and push you guys to get things done. Like, it's not happening fast enough. She wants it done fast and yesterday. Is that true?
Oh gosh. Yeah, my dad, even in my childhood, my dad always said, oh my gosh, child, yesterday was too late for you.
But that's what it is, because your tenacity, your natural tendency is, we've got ideas, we've poked the holes in them. Let's go, let's go, let's go. People, get the trains moving from the station. I'm bored. So you don't have a lot of natural galvanizers. And I did I'm going to read this to you at the end. I put this through a little system I have, and I'll read to you about your team. So, okay, enablement. because we don't have a lot of time. Enablement, you have a lot of people that are enablement, meaning they will feel guilty saying no. They love to help. They love to serve the needs of others, not their own needs. So the perfect example I use for this is my son played basketball. We would go watch him in the gym, at the school. We would sit in the bleachers. And at the end of the, rah, rah, and everybody, high-fived and they won or lost, we would walk off the bleachers and everybody would be stacking chairs, all the parents. And I would look at them and be like, well, I got to go. And I would walk out because I had business to do. And then my friends who had high enablement would be like, we can't just walk out. Like, we have to go help them stack the chairs. I'm like, maybe you do, but I got things to do. I don't feel guilty saying, bye, Felicia, I gotta go. So enablement people, I would love to hear from some of them because they don't think this is a genius, and it is a genius. You guys are amazing. We love you. We appreciate you. And the world will not go round without enablement people who, to me, it doesn't mean I'm selfish. It's just that I have other geniuses that also are working in my life. And this is just one that is in my frustration. I don't need to serve everybody else. That's why I'm not like at soup kitchens every week. Sorry, I have things to do.
Surprised, Christy. I'm surprised Christy's not on there.
Well, she
I'm
probably
surprised Christy's not on the enablement one.
Christy is a discerner, high discernment. She can poke holes in things and she likes to, whatever. But she's got it in her middle because her frustration.
It's in my middle. Yeah, it's in my middle.
Okay.
Yeah. So she has it. It's just not her number one love, but she does love to do it. It's just not going to be her highest and best genius.
Got it.
Okay. Let's hear. So Gogo, it's at your bottom. Did that analogy helping people stack chairs make sense?
Oh, absolutely. I know that enablement to me has a negative meaning, so I don't like necessarily the choice of word for this section. I would probably call it helpers, right?
Well, it's enablement feels like it is a negative thing because you're enabling someone. And we've always said, oh, don't be an enabler. They mean like you're enabling the team to move forward because you're helping. You're actually enabling the team to get shit done. You are a force in the business. You are here in the solution. You're an implementer. You're at 10,000 feet. You're in the plane going, hey, everybody, get to your seats, put your tray tables up where you're landing this plane. Let me help you with all the garbage. We're going to land so my tenacity people can finally land the plane. Like these people are very needed in an organization. So they're E and T are my favorite, and they're my favorite because I lack them. I lack E and T.
So why do I lack tenacity? Like I would have thought that I'm very tenacious. Like I will bulldoze through anything to get what I want, and I will see it through. Like there's nothing that's going to stop me. But it's my frustration, I think.
Well, it's my frustration too, and this.
No, it's in my competence.
Is it? Oh, okay, it's in your T in the middle. Okay. So mine's in my frustration, and here's how I liken that for people that have T but feel like they can get shit done. I'm a starter, but if I had 5 projects that weren't done, I want them done, but I'm not getting joy out of getting them done, so I'm going to hire people to get them done. Like my gardening. I want my garden beds to be perfect without weeds. I'm going to hire a gardener. I've had a house cleaner for 15 years. I want my laundry done. I will get it done, but it won't be me doing it. Does that make sense? Like I love things done. I'm just going to
I love spreadsheets. I think for me it would be spreadsheets. I love a spreadsheet, but if I have to sit there and plug in the numbers, it would never happen in a million years.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to finish getting the spreadsheet done. It'll sit on your desk because you're going,
it's never going to get done.
It's never going to get done. And that's why you don't have tenacity, because a real tenacity person would say, I have to get that spreadsheet done. Oh my God, we can't sit on my desk undone. I have to finish it today.
Okay, so yes, I do what you do. I know what I want. It has to get done. I know by when it needs to get done, but then I hire every step to the process out.
Correct. But I want to hear real quick from an enablement person. So somebody who has enablement, meaning they're serving the needs of others. They know what you need before you even need it.
I mean, it's so crazy to see it. They're all the sweet people on the team. So it's Carol, Ellen, Jonathan, Natalia, Rafael, Sergio. They're all so sweet and super kind. So to me, it's literally I could have picked him out of my group. But go talk up. I
guys. Would like, just to tell me, like, do you feel it's exhausting to have this? Yes.
Like that's so funny because for me, it was one of my goals for this year, it was actually to learn how to say no in
There
my
you go.
personal life, just because I feel that I try to be a lot of people pleaser, also in my not work related, but personal life. So I'm trying, because I feel that for me, you said that it's have the benefits and the good side, but for me, I feel that when I hear it, I always take to the negative side.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I
and
feel the same. Yeah,
you?
because I've noticed that, and now I'm learning it. I've done it. I've said no to people, to things that make me uncomfortable, but it's very, very
it
uncomfortable
hurts.
for me to say it. Even though I want to say no, it's just a
It
very difficult
hurts.
thing. And I used to think that I was like a bit of a people pleaser, but it's not that. I don't want please people. I don't want to please them. I just want them to feel good. I just want them to be okay. And
That's
if
the
I
same thing, no?
and if I have something, if I can do something about it, then I will do it. And it's very hard to just ignore it if I can do something about it. I can't. It's like it's pulling me.
Pulling you, and you get satisfaction from it. And here's the thing, you are people pleasing, but you're allowed to have boundaries on who the people are and what you're pleasing them on, right? So that's the thing, is learning the boundary as a E to say, well, wait, what are my priorities? What are my jobs, my tasks? Who do I need to, help? Because basically you're a helper. You love to help, and that's amazing. And you love to see people get joy out of how you've helped them. That's a wonderful thing. But you also crave appreciation. Like people that are getting that amazing service from you, if they become rude and they're just never thanking you, that's where you're going to get kind of upset, because you're like, gosh, they don't even see how much I'm helping them, and they don't even appreciate me. And so that's where it can spiral. And then you have to cut out time to say, where is Natalia and Carol's time for you? Because you guys feel guilty taking personal time, where I don't. I'm like, I'm getting a massage, I'm going reading a book, get out of my life. Like I love myself and I want to spend time with myself. I don't need to please everybody else. I need to please me first. Then I'm very helpful, but I'm helpful on invention and discernment. Today, like you guys are, this is so fun for me. Go ask me to do this. I love to talk about Working Genius, but if she asked me to come and talk about spreadsheets, I'd be like, no. And she'd be like, please, Tina, come do it. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it for you. I love you. No. So
But didn't you just hear it from Carol's sweet little voice?
I know. But that's the thing. She wants to help and serve, and that's a wonderful thing. It's like a ministry. You guys are like, it's like mission workers. They want to serve others. They're going to go to Africa to serve other people and build water for villages. We need everyone. And do you see how we need everyone? Like if everyone was a wonderer and inventor, nothing would get done in the world. Nothing. So we need everyone's genius working together. That's why this is so important. All 6 are needed. Gogo doesn't have all 6 geniuses. She has 2. And all of you have 2. And you each have 2 frustrations. And yes, you're pretty good at the middle, the competency, but you only have 2 geniuses. She needs all of you to make sure that things get done. And you guys need her to make sure you have jobs and things get done and get built and ideas are made, right? I mean, it's everybody works together.
Need each other, yeah.
Yeah.
And then tenacity.
Tenacity, final one is your 4 here. So these people, I would love to hear from 1 or 2 of them. They can't sleep when things aren't done. They never can rest. They feel like people aren't working fast enough. So they're very much starters too. They're disruptors. They want to get things moving. In a meeting, here's a perfect example. If we're wondering and Ellen is asking questions and the inventors are inventing, they're bored and they're like, can you guys just call me when you guys have figured it out? Like they just want the end result. And unless they have like Alejandra and let's see, Rafael. No, Alejandra is the only one with invention in this tenacity group. But I'd like to hear from the tenacity people. Do you guys get bored in meetings if we're just going in circles and circles and circles?
Yeah, I want to say, like you said it.
That's so
Just
Carol.
tell me when you figure it out, and we'll get it done.
And we'll get it done.
It's it's just very I don't. It's not annoying, but it's bothering to sit in the middle of things while we're problematization everything and all that.
Right. When you're like, I could be getting other things done. right now. Like that's what a T is thinking in a meeting when they're ideating. I could be getting stuff done. So here's what I would say, Gogo, when you look at your team map, say to people, okay, what kind of meeting are we going to have? Ideation meeting? Do we need these other people that have these frustrations or their tenacity? Like they don't even need to be in that meeting. Think about it like in that way. Once we get all the ideas going and discerners, WIDs love to be in meetings. These three are the ponderers, the ideation, the activation. The GETs are the get shit done people. So you can actually segment it into 3 WIDs and then here because the get shit done meeting, I don't even want to be in that meeting. I'm bored. Can I get out of here? You guys will figure it out. I'm in the
GET. Well, it's an E, not an I. I wanted to say it's like get it done. Get it done.
Yeah, it is like get it done. Yeah. Get it through
Yeah.
to the finish line, right? Get it through meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got a message from Alejandra. So Alejandra is my executive assistant, right? She sent me this message yesterday. We were in meetings, and after that, she sent me this message. I had a call with Sadi and gave him a full walkthrough, everything we do. His head didn't explode, so all good there. I had a call with Jonathan too. Talk to things that needs to be updated on Team Gogo.team. We need Alan to work on 2 images. This will be ready before the end of the week. Asked why, like, then you said, hold on, funnel builds for you. He feels insecure, whatever. I had call with Shri to talk to you about. So literally she goes through everything we talked about in the meeting. Literally the meetings ended probably at 4, no, not 4 o'clock, because she sent me this at 3:56. So the meetings probably ended at 3:30.
Right.
And at 3:56, she went through all of the things. She's like, done, 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 done. Talk to them, done, send the email, done, done. I was like, where have you been my whole life?
That's what I'm saying. Because you're looking like D's, just because someone's a D doesn't mean they're tenacity. That's the difference. Because you can be tenacity. And also that's why I double down on Clifton's strengths. Tenacity too can also be getting stuff done, like setting up chairs for an event, getting this done, getting that done. It doesn't mean they like spreadsheets. So they're, you know what I mean? So you need an analytical T that wants to be in an inbox and send emails. So that's why I love all 3 of the assessments. But here's what I built for you real quick for your team's strengths, where this team will thrive. Invention, you have 5 team members with invention as a genius. This team is very strong at coming up with new ideas, solutions, and creative problem solving. Expect a lot of innovation and fresh thinking. Enablement, 5 team members have enablement. This team is very supportive and will thrive responding to the needs of others. They're great collaborators, ready to help move ideas into motion. 3 discerners, they're good at using intuition and evaluating ideas and opportunities. This supports solid decision-making and sharp insight. Where the gaps might be, you only have 1 galvanizer, big gap here. This team may struggle to rally the troops, drive momentum, or motivate people into action. They need someone who can inspire urgency and excitement above and beyond go-go. It's like that right now is your job. You like, let's go, everybody, let's get this done. Wonder. This team
So I'm gonna take the summer off. Are you saying my team's gonna fall apart?
No, they'll be fine, but they need to get excited about moving forward and getting shit done.
Okay, I'll check in with you guys daily. I'll just leave you a very like, guys, you got this message in the morning.
Yeah, let's go. And then wonder, this team may not naturally pause to reflect or ask deeper questions on what's missing or what could be improved. They're more doers than deep thinkers and visionaries. And then this team is moderately covered on tenacity, but if projects get stuck, the team may struggle to grind it out to completion unless tenacity-driven people are the ones finishing the tasks at the end. So a lot of times we push our tenacity people too far and they're like, what's everyone else doing? And they feel like they get the grunt work of doing it all. Anyway.
What we implemented is that, so we have our Monday meetings, right? Every Monday we are back to back to back meetings. So all of our projects has a meeting, some half an hour, some hour and a half, depending how complicated it is. We end up zoomed out of our ever-loving minds by the end of the day on Mondays. Then on Wednesdays is our middle of the day week, right? Which is technically my Friday because I don't work past Wednesdays. But if Wednesday mornings we start with, we call our catch-up call. Like it's literally just like random. There's no structure to the meeting. We're just like, hey, what do you need to talk to me about? Like if we discussed an idea on Monday and they ran into a roadblock, and so that's what we discussed on Wednesday of like, oh, what are the problems that we didn't think of, yada, yada. And then Alejandra is my tenacious one. Friday, she has a meeting with everybody to make sure that it got done. So, and that's Friday morning. So if something's due on Friday morning, she talks to them and she's like, okay, what are you missing? Like, you need to get this done by the end of the day. So she'll make sure that everybody, and she runs the Trello board like it's no one's business. Like, she puts everybody's responsibilities on there, make sure they check it off when it's done. Like, I love it. I love that she has I call it a bossy pants, right? Like, I don't have to be the boss anymore. She actually enjoys doing that, and I love it. Would you do that? So would you recommend getting another W on the team, another Ellen to Wonder for us?
I don't think
And then do I really need another galvanizer? Because I really love it.
No, I don't think you need another galvanizer. I think that if you ever were to replace yourself, you would need another galvanizer, but there's one go-go. So you're in the role. If you were saying, oh my gosh, I need to replace myself, yes, you would need a G. A G is the one that inspires the troops, moves them forward, moves things into action. So no, you do not need another one.
G for go-go.
G for go-go. And and Dwayne is a GE. So Dwayne is an E, by the way. He has E in his genius. Did you see that at the top? So when he does for you go-go, you have to make sure, oh, Dwayne, I appreciate you. You have to always tell him you appreciate him. Because if you don't.
Oh my gosh. Like, if I say I or mine.
I know.
That doesn't go well. So if it's like, I made $1 million this year, it's like we did that. I was like,
because
sorry.
here's the thing. He will not like being overlooked. E's don't like being overlooked. So you have to think about that in a marriage, right? You're the star of the universe in your family, right? And then what does Dwayne do? So with Kevin, even though he's not an E, I was always like, but look at all the stuff you did for our kids and our family and our this. Like, you have to give them a lot of appreciation or they'll feel like second-class citizens.
Yeah, no, that's totally true. Can you look over the family team map super quick? So what I noticed yesterday, because I want to ask you about this, we always joke that Duke, my youngest, is Dwayne.
So I didn't see his on there. I didn't see them in the files that were sent over.
Let me, because Duke did his last.
I can share my screen super quick.
Let me add you. Let me add you to the family.
Oh, there you go.
There? Oh, where's you? Oh, but we need to add you to it.
Yeah, can you add me to it super quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Dwayne and Duke are literally the same human, but flipped.
Yeah, same.
But what does that mean that it's flipped? So Dwayne is a GE, Duke is an EG, and then his competence is TI, then his ID, and then it's TW, then
it's just you don't have to like say, oh my God, I'm an E for he might naturally, Dwayne might be a little more galvanizing than Duke, but Duke is a helper and he's a galvanizer. My son is a GE and tenacity is at the bottom. So, like they love to help others and inspire others. So they like to be in sales. They like to be, they're going to be like the coach of the team, or if they're on a basketball team, Michael was the, the team leader or whatever. Or he was like,
Duke is always surrounded with people. Like, that kid is like, everybody knows his name. He's never goes anywhere alone. There's kids at my house all the time. So can you tell me about Kobe?
And so then Kobe is a discerner tenacity. So he's going to be great at operations, seeing problems and getting stuff done. So my operations person that runs our entire company is a DT. So really good at finding the problems and then executing the problems and getting them done. His galvanizing is at the bottom. He's surrounded by weirdos. All of you are weirdos to him. You're too much for him. You're like, you're all the pushy douchebags. And he's like, can you guys, like, he's going to hate salespeople. He's going to hate to be pushed. Do not push him into something that he does not want to do. He's going to, that will annoy the shit out of him is what that's saying. You guys annoy him.
Oh, I always say, I'm like, we all live in Kobe's world and we annoy the living crap out of him.
You guys all annoy him. You're all G's. His frustration is G.
His whole family is a G.
So when he is old enough to move out, he will move out very quickly.
Oh my gosh, that kid's counting down the days.
I bet. So he's going to want more methodical, quiet, peaceful. He's also got W. He's the only one that has W. All of you have W in your frustration. So he is going to be your deeper thinker, your quiet. Put him in his room alone so he can ponder the world. He's going, why is this? He's the one saying, why was I born to this family? That's
poor kid. Oh my God, that's exactly. And we all look at him. I'm like,
what's wrong with him?
whose child
Nothing's
is
wrong with him. He's just completely different. Poor thing. I feel bad. He's in the G Shark Tank. You're all swarming him,
Oh, the poor
pushing
kid. But
him.
I
You
always
know,
say, I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be like, I think he's gonna be like the billionaire in the family, right? Like that quiet, but like, let me figure
and
this
he's
out. And I'll
quiet because
build it.
he's the observer of all of you. He's observing the problems. He's observing. He's going to keep things in order. He's going to make sure things in life are in order. He'll probably, whether or not billionaire or not, he'll be the one that is going into a company and saying, "Here's the problem, and I'll make sure that it gets done."
So
And
he's turning 18, and the idea is that he's going to take everything over and then eventually running it with his brother, right? So I want to start introducing him to everything that we do with the investments and everything. So sounds like
his brother will, so Duke will be the more forward-facing galvanizer, like the inspirer, let's say, of the empire, and Colby will be happy to be in the background, not wanting to be on camera ever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Kobe
that
is the me and Duke is the you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That
That's
would be
exactly right.
great.
Except Kobe doesn't have you know, the invention part where the coming up with natural solutions. He will be actually, D works like an I because a discerner can go to an event. A discerner can actually go, oh, I like that idea. I'll make it better. So they take other people's ideas because they don't naturally come up with their own, but they, as long as they know how to be resourceful and go find the ideas, they will discern through them really well and then execute them. So yeah, and so he's not going to be one that'll ever want to be a coach and a push. So I hope this was helpful. I see I see a lot of good comments in there because it takes a little bit to get it, but I would say to you guys, listen to the Working Genius podcast. It's amazing. Take your test. So that way you can have more accuracy on what you are. But it is like so helpful when you look at it from a family dynamic and like why you get frustrated with your spouse or your kids. I mean, their natural geniuses are not yours, and we all are individual humans, and that's why I'm obsessed with a self-assessments. The next thing I would take is the Gallup Strengths Finder, and it has 34 strengths, and it shows you your top 5. And that's where, like, if I'm hiring people now, they have to do all 3. They have to do the Gallup, they have to do the Working Genius, and then they do their DISC. And then I can see where to strategically place them. Like my last sales manager operations person had no strategy. Her strategy was number 34. So like I would be like, why is she doing it that way? Why? And it would never work. And so I was always the one with strategy. And then she felt like I was picking on her all the time. And I'm like, I'm not picking on you, but it wasn't a natural strength of hers. So this also helps people.
How do you spell Gallup?
GALLUP. It's Clifton Strengths Finder.
Clifton.
It's like $50, I think, for that test. It's phenomenal.
Okay.
So yeah,
I feel like ever since we started learning like DISC and all that, and now adding this to the group, I don't have to fire. You know, I mean, you're hiring into the right position, with the right,
yes.
with the right intentions. They fit in. There's no rotten tomato in the group. Because one rotten tomato can bring down the morale, and then it takes so much longer to build it back up, right? And not only that, but I really enjoy people around me for a long. For me, loyalty is number one, right? So I want people around me for a lifetime. And so I want to make sure that this is like our work family and everyone's enjoys what they are doing. And they're like, they look forward to doing it, you know, when they go to bed the night before, not they do it for money, right? Like
exactly.
I want them to enjoy
and this will help them enjoy it because you can say, oh, you're a D or an I, but it doesn't mean they can do all those things. Like I can do all of the jobs, but there's only a few that I enjoy. So and like this, like to me, this looking at everyone's assessments uses my I and D. I see the patterns, I see how they fit, I see the human for who they are. I'm not really looking at their weaknesses. I'm trying to find their strengths so I can reseat them. And then sometimes I'll reseat people and it still is not working out. And you might have to let some people go, but usually they want to be seen, heard, and they crave the fact that you understand them. And now that they know, like, oh, she sees our enablement and she appreciates it, you're going to see people be so much more joyful. Like Carol will be like, Gogo sees me in my helping ways. Right, Carol?
Yeah, and it's, you know, we had this conversation yesterday that, you know, I grew up without any emotion. So I learned to live without emotion. And I didn't notice that, right? Like you don't know that, you just become, right? You don't notice those traits. And so for me, giving verbal love, right, or appreciation. It doesn't come natural because I learned not to need it. So I think nobody else needs it either, right? Like if you, so for me, I really have to go out of my
Think of
way.
this. It's not that you grew up like that way. Your E is at the bottom. I also don't need acknowledgement for anything I do. I don't need it. Why? Because it's the E is not there. It's not present. I don't give it because I don't need it. We give what we need.
So, yeah, so that's like the love languages, right? That we love the way that we receive love. So since I don't need it, I'm like, I never crossed my mind to say things like, oh my gosh, that's adorable, Ellen. But just saying things like that, Ellen is like, get so excited.
I go crazy. Darling.
But for me, it's acts of service. So that's why you like when people get shit done, not only for you, but you get shit done for others. So that's my
So now I need to meet them halfway too, to be like, okay, if I could just go out of my way and say things of like, thank you so much, that was so kind of you, or I can thank you for getting it done on time, or this means so much to me, or I appreciate you so much, right? Like I have to go out of my way to meet them halfway because I know they need that. I don't need that. I know they need that.
And
right?
that's
Like, it will
that's
make
that's what DISC will never show you. What do people crave? What do they need? Because when people feel seen and heard, like I said, they just want approval. That's it. They just want to know that they're important. And every one of us has a genius. We're all important. We're all geniuses. Now we can leave feeling like, wow, my enablement is a genius. We can't get anything done without the Carols and the Ellens of the world. We just can't. So, and sometimes they can't get stuff done or have ideas done without the W's of the world, without the Ellens. So, giving us those wondering, pondering questions that we can invent around.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Tina. This was so wonderful. Everyone, if you haven't taken your assessment, take it. You'll see yourself on paper, and it's really cool. You'll be like, oh, yep, that makes perfect sense. Do it with your family or your people around you, right? Your best friends, so you can kind of understand what they need. Also, on the assessment, the part that I really enjoyed, there's a page in here that
I know what you're gonna say.
What they crave and what crushes them. Right.
Oh, so no, read your sentence. What that it describes you as a GT.
Oh, my sentence. So is this mine? Make sure. Yeah, this is mine. So I'm an intuitive activator. And an intuitive activator is, where is it? Okay. An instinctive and confident decision maker, able to assess situations quickly and accurately and marshals people to act.
Exactly. And like Ellen is a WE, so she'll have a sentence in there that's Ellen, and that can, right? Is it Ellen that's a WE?
Yeah.
WE. So then she'll read her sentence, and that'll be who she is.
Yeah, so the WE is a loyal, modest, and thoughtful contributor, carefully considers others' needs, and reluctant to demand attention.
See?
When I call Ellen's name, Ellen goes,
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't need the attention.
She doesn't want the attention on her. That's perfect. But then the part I really enjoyed is that they crave or they get crushed by.
Right.
So like they get crushed by it, I really enjoyed reading that just because, again, that emotional part to me, right? I don't have the emotional part. So I don't want to, just because I don't have the sense for that, I need to understand of like, I can mentally make sense of it, right? I don't have the emotional portion to that. So by reading what would crush Ellen, of like, oh, all I need to do is just tell her how amazing she is twice a week, and she'll literally do circles around the moon for the rest of her life.
Or if she says, what if this? And you go, oh, who cares about that, Ellen? Like they don't want to hear who cares.
They will crush her.
Yeah. Or like your son, he's a DT, and you don't want to be, you want to always give him steps, and you always want to trust his discernment. So he's a high D discerner. So you want to say, I trust you, honey, I trust you. And here's the steps. He's going to always want to see the steps, but he doesn't work like you guys to be like, figure it out. He's not a figure it out kid. He's like, give me the steps kid.
So is it normal that one in the family is so off?
Yeah, everybody's unique and different. Because it's nurture or nature. And I believe like you can be nurtured a certain way with the environment that you grow up in, but your nature is your nature. And everyone is born with their own nature, their own skills, their own genius, their own brain, which is unique and beautiful in its own way. So I think part of it, how we grow up is, you grew up with your parents and all that. Part of that's nature, like how you grew up. but I'm sorry, nurture, but your
Nurture.
nature is go, go, go. You're a go, go, go person. So
Yeah.
you could have the most perfect parents that loved you and hugged you, and you still wouldn't need that from them. You
Yeah.
wouldn't need that from the world. So
Yeah, this was so interesting. I really enjoyed looking at our family on paper, and really enjoyed looking at the team on paper. Right. And we had a meeting separate to this one with the team, and we had everyone read their crave and their crush. So then we can be like, oh, okay. So then we know how to handle each other, right? As like, be more kind with the other ones, because you can break their heart. And then I can just tell Alejandra, and with Alejandra, I just like need to go straight to the point and tell her exactly what I want.
yeah, and she'll solve it.
So she can get it done.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, good. I'm so glad. It was fun. And if you guys have any questions, you know where to find me.
Yeah. Anyone has any pressing questions
Oh,
right
yeah.
now?
I would say
Before-
just thank you for letting me be on the meeting. I didn't know. I saw on Tina's post, Gogo's invitation. So I thank you for letting me do that. I would
Thank you
say
so
too,
much,
real quick, if you look at it, like I'm DG'd a little bit of E, but I'm an enabler in the sense that I'm also not just a nice enabler. I could be a mean enabler of somebody like my tenacity person, or somebody that, is the wanderer. If they're facing a challenge or a block, like what's stopping you? Oh, this person over here, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm going to be that enabler where I go and, tear down that barrier from them and let them do their job better, because I'll go say, hey, why are you, bullying my tenacity person or my wanderer, because blah, blah,
That's
blah.
your G.
But
That's your G though, Matthew.
well, yeah.
That's right. You're bullying, you're going, I'm going to go in there and solve that problem. I'm going to
Yeah.
push.
And then I would say on the emotional part that Gogo brought up about she was raised without emotion. So has anybody here ever heard of the nun study, like the nun, a Catholic nun or any kind of nun? It's called the nun study. It was in Moscow, Russia. And I'm a former social worker. So they took a group of Russian in Moscow orphans, infants. And they gave this group to some nuns and this group to some other nuns. And then the other nuns, they loved the babies. They fed the babies. They loved them, gave them all this good, like attention, like you're good, I love you. And the other nuns took another group and they just changed their diapers, bathed them, put them back in the crib. They didn't give them any emotion. They didn't hug them. They didn't say anything. Guess what happened to the babies that didn't get the emotional reinforcement and verbal reinforcement? They died. And I know you can Google it. It's I would say when I first heard it, I'd say, oh no, they had social issues. They were, introverts, whatever. They died. So as
in their adulthood, they died, or as babies?
No,
they died?
as infants.
Oh,
so
God.
we do need that emotional. We do need it. There's certain ways, but you can Google it on your own. It's called the nun study. And that means
that our parents loved us just enough not to kill us.
Yeah. And it's funny because my wife's family, they only hug twice a year on New Year's and on their birthday. Other than that, they don't say I love you. But they love each other. There's 13, so it's interesting if you look into those dynamics.
Wow.
But just Google
So
it. But
they hug just enough to keep the family together and stay alive. So
Right,
same
yeah.
with me. I know my parents would do anything for me. I know my parents would like with all their hearts, right? It's just it could be the culture too. They never got it, right? Even though I broke that traditional curse in my family, right? I tell my children, I hug them a million times, I tell them I love them. But I saw a study like this regarding plants as well. So they took two seeds from the same exact plant, right? Like when you seeding it in the fall or whatever, and they planted it, and they talked very nicely to one of the plant every morning, and they patted it and told the plant how you're so beautiful and you're growing so nice and all that. And they talked badly to the other plant and told them you suck and you're like, oh, whatever. The plant died.
Wow.
And they fed it the same water, same soil, same everything. And the plant that they talked badly to died, gave up on life.
Everything is energy. Everything.
So it
And I
is,
love Kevin, by the way. I think I like Kevin's wanderer.
I know he's got a good W. He's my favorite W.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope it helps you build your life to have a better life, right? To understand how to live, stay in your lane, be happy at what you do. Don't do the things that you're not good at. Take all of that frustration off of your plate and hire it out to people who would love doing that, right? And I think it's nice when we get to build this way.
Agreed.
Thank you, Tina, so much. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us today.
You're welcome. I'll see you all later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.